Robin Ryan, Superintendent of GCISD, and with me today I have two seniors from Grapevine High School, two seniors from Colleyville Heritage High School, and two seniors from the Collegiate Academy. And we're going to talk a little bit about how their world has been impacted with COVID-19. So if I could just get you to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourself. Ashley, can you get started?
Sure. So I'm Ashley, and I am a senior at Grapevine High School. I have gone to GCISD for all of my education, starting at Colleyville Elementary School, and then I went to Colleyville Middle School, and then now I'm at Grapevine High School.
And then where are you planning on heading in the fall?
I'm going to UT Austin next year, so hook 'em horns.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll be nice to you. That's okay. That's good.
I hope we can get along.
There you go. I bet we can. All right. Thank you. Mallory, how about you?
Hi, I'm Mallory. I'm a senior at Colleyville Heritage High School. I used to live in Keller, but I moved to Colleyville and started at Colleyville Middle School. And then now I'm at CHHS, and in the fall, I plan on going to Baylor University.
Good deal. Go Bears. Chris, how about you?
My name's Chris. I'm a senior at Collegiate Heritage. I moved into the district in 6th grade and I went to HMS. Now, of course, I go to Collegiate Heritage. And in the fall, I'll be studying at Yale University.
There you go. That sounds fun. Leslie.
My name's Leslie. I've been in GCISD since elementary school. I went to Cannon and then Cross Timbers, and now I'm at Collegiate Academy. And I'll be attending Texas Women's University in the fall.
Awesome. Good deal. Jose.
My name is Jose Pedraza. I go to Collegiate Academy right now, and I've been with the district since pre-K. I went to Timberline Elementary, and then Cross Timbers Middle School, and then this fall I'll be attending Texas A&M University.
All right, there you go. That's good. Austin.
Austin Alexander. I moved to GCISD in 8th grade and to College High School, and now I go to Grapevine High School, and I'm going to Texas A&M in the fall.
All right. Good deal. Got the Aggies over on the right side of my screen. There we go. That's good. All right. So, a lot of people have been really upended by this whole thing. It's been a hard thing for everybody to get adjusted to. But what I hear most often is, man, I just feel for my seniors. I feel for the seniors, because this is supposed to be such a fun time in your life, the second semester senior year. So what kinds of things are you personally missing? What kinds of things are you, you wish that everything was ready to go and you could just step right in and go to, fill in the blank? What kinds of things are you personally every day? You go, man, I wish we could do that. Anybody want to start?
I'll go. Okay. For me, I've missed a lot of just the interactions with my friends and people that you really only see at school. I really didn't realize the social aspect, what it has on me while at school. But now that I don't have it, it's just something I miss daily. So.
I hear that a lot. I miss my friends, and I hear that actually from teachers and from principals and all kinds of folks. So somebody else, what else are you missing?
I think I miss clubs and sports, kind of like the biggest thing that I miss, just because with even now that we have like homework online and everything, we complete those assignments and you don't really like think about how much time clubs really takes up. So I'd finish with like online assignment, and then I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? Because on this particular day, I would have so-and-so clubs, and I'd go to those and stuff, and that would like keep me entertained. So that's kind of one big thing that like I'm missing.
All right. I get that.
I would agree with Austin, like seeing people that you usually seen and not just friends. I also miss just like seeing my teachers in the hall and like even the ones that I had in the past, because like right now, like we're only connecting with the teachers that we have right now, but you don't get to see all the teachers that you usually see in the hall. And then also, as a part of the PALS program at CHHS, I don't get to see my elementary kid, and we're trying to connect with them like over video, but it's just not the same.
Not the same. Yeah.
I agree. Something that we do at Collegiate Academy is Phoenix Buddies, which is where we are with special needs students at the elementary school. So I miss doing that. So just being around my friends and seeing the teachers around.
I definitely miss the sense of community that kind of comes with going to a school for 4 years and kind of getting to know everyone and all the teachers and the students. But I think another thing that I'm missing is kind of the structure, because I kind of get used to going to school every day and seeing all these people, and now I kind of wake up at whatever ungodly hour that I wake up at, and some days I do all my homework, and some days I go a little off the rails. So I kind of miss having that structure in place.
Yeah, I definitely miss seeing my friends every single day. And it's weird to think that I like might have seen them for the last time and like I didn't even realize because like you're not expecting that like could be the end or the last time you see somebody like an acquaintance that you might not see later. And I miss like the big events that I thought were gonna happen, but also smaller events. Um, and like like my last team practice, like I'm sad, like stuff like that, like might not be going on. So I guess I'm just missing. I guess just what everybody else said, the interactions with other people and like the security of knowing what's happening.
That's the difficult thing about senior year is that you have all these friends and you've got these classes and the teachers, and all of a sudden, even in a traditional year, graduation happens, and sometimes you go years without seeing the same folks that you spent every day with, and so it is kind of an interesting time, and it's a weird thing to even think about. But now, a lot of times you might have been sitting in class going, "Oh, I wish I could just stay home today." But now we're home all the time, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I could go see my friends." So what one big event that is a springtime event? We don't know what the future holds. We don't know when we're going to go back to school or if we're going to go back to school. But what one big event were you really looking forward to that doesn't look like it's going to happen at this point?
It's prom.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Everybody got that?
Well,
Were you
I
going to
was
say
gonna
something?
say, personally, at Grapevine High School, we have an event called Mr. Mustang, and it's like a male beauty pageant. And it's put on by the leadership class. And so I'm a 2-year member, and so this year, like that was my committee, and that's what I was supposed to do. And it was supposed to be March 21st, and that was like the week after spring break. And so then when spring break got extended, I was so bummed because me and my committee have, and like all the boys who were part of it, had been working on that for a really long time. So I'm kind of bummed about that.
Yeah, so those traditions, I mean, they're fun. All of the things that we're talking about are these springtime traditions that the best we can do at this point is what we're doing now, which is just uh, computerized connections through either phone or through our computers or that kind of thing. And so I do think it's kind of it's a big deal. It's something that I'm really sad about, and I know all of our seniors are sad about those kinds of things. And at the same time, we know that we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing. It's one of those things I've heard a lot lately, which is we will get to see each other sooner if we stay away from each other now. And so this is like the craziest time. Nobody alive has ever been through anything like this. And so it's just really, really difficult and really different. So if you're thinking about the spring and spring events and that kind of thing, if you were in my shoes, if you were the superintendent of all of GCISD, what do you think I should be thinking about? What if you were in my shoes? What would you do?
I think for me, it would be just making sure that like as seniors are celebrating like for the last 4 years, working really hard every year, working towards that diploma and just not getting to walk across this break my heart, because it's just I've been thinking this whole semester, like every week, like one more week, and then I'll get to walk the stage and I'll get to see my friends and we'll get to like wear our cap and gown. So I think that's just like getting like a kind of like a surety that we will have that and we will get that moment. It'd be important for me.
Good point. That's a good.
I think that there's been a lot of discussion about like doing things in the summer. Like, people have been thinking about that option.
Mhm.
I think like, some might think, oh no, the seniors are going to be like done, they're going to be ready for college. But like personally, I would like love to do anything possible to like see my friends like before we all leave. And like, I don't want those big things, especially graduation, to be like taken away because like Leslie was saying, like that's like the one thing I think we all look forward to is like wearing our cap and gowns and like walking the stage, and it just like it really shows like how much like we've worked like being paid off.
I think something important to consider though is just making sure that even though, I mean, we all definitely want these events like our prom and our graduation, things that we've looked forward to for all these years, that we're we're making sure that we're conducting them in a manner that's appropriate considering the current like circumstances.
Right.
Because I know everyone's like buzzing about is prom going to happen, is graduation going to happen, but there's this global pandemic that's also happening, and we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to stay safe and hopefully finding some way to do these things while also maintaining the certain protocols that we have to in a situation like this.
Right. That's a good point. That's a good point. Anybody else?
Just I guess for me, just be like assurance, that we'll have like maybe like Chris said, have a celebration, but obviously at a moderation, not have obviously have those health concerns there, but just have assurance that we're still gonna have like a couple fun events at the end of the year because most of like the district news or anything about that is just about when we're gonna get back to campus. So I think you guys just push it to May or yeah, like April something, and then Dallas County closed down even more until May. So it just gets I guess scarier for seniors because we know that college and orientation and stuff like that is so nearby. We don't know if we'll even have time for those events. So just like assurance that we will get like celebrated and we will have those fun things would be like comforting, I guess.
Yeah. That's a great point. Great point.
I've got something besides prom and graduation. Just feeling for the sports teams who lost their season, soccer and especially baseball and softball because they just started up theirs. But maybe like ensuring them like postponing games. I don't know if that's up to you or trying to make sure that they get a rivalry game because that's a big moment in our senior year for them. And so that's who I feel a lot for is for them who lost their season. So not forgetting about them.
Yeah, that's a great point. Anybody else? Yeah, so let me just talk about where we are with all of that, and I'll take Austin the thing that you mentioned first. The UIL has they're over all of the sports across the state of Texas, and I know that that they want to try to pick the season back up. I've had personal conversations with the athletic director at the UIL about that very thing just in the last couple of days. And at the same time, kind of what Chris said as well, is that we don't want to put anybody's health in jeopardy to do those kinds of events. And so we're at a situation that's it's really weird. It's like a week to week, how well are we doing as a society? How well are we doing as a community of staying away from each other so this disease passes through and we'll get to do some of these things that we all want to do? The one thing I can guarantee you is that graduation is a big deal to me too. It's the one day, first of all, everybody's happy. Everybody's excited. It's a really positive thing. I get to shake every single graduate's hand as they walk across the stage and their families yelling for them, and it's all such a big milestone event, and we want to try to provide that, and we have not been able to make definite decisions about prom or about graduation because we want to wait until the last minute that we absolutely have to before we say no, we can't do that. So what we want to try to do is certainly have that kind of event when it's scheduled. As we go, that becomes more difficult as we go along. However, I can also tell you that we're having a lot of conversations about, okay, so if we can't do it this night, then maybe a few weeks later we can do that, and trying to find venues and trying to find places where we can get together. The most important thing, and this is what I heard almost all of you say, the most important thing is one place where we can get together and celebrate each other and celebrate being graduates of GCISD and move on. I can guarantee you, no matter when that is, we're going to have opportunities for people to get together, and we don't know what that looks like, but we want to be able to celebrate you as you go off into the next part of your life, as you celebrate, the years that you spent in GCISD. We want to celebrate you as well. So I just want to say thank you for hopping on with me today. It's been very informative. You are great representatives of all of our 14,000 students in GCISD. Great things are happening in our classrooms, even if they're in your homes at this point. Good things are happening all across GCISD. So we'll sign off now. Again, I just want to say thank you very much, and you guys have a good one. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.